And now we move on to the Android Basics segment. And this week we're talking about them wallpapers. Man, we're talking about wallpapers. So we either have the live wallpapers or the ones that you have on your device. Most phones, every phone in actuality comes with wallpapers that you can choose from, and you can also choose to use something from your gallery. Maybe you want a picture of your girlfriend, a picture of your boyfriend, a picture of your kid, a picture of your wife, or a picture of yourself if you want to be selfish and put one on there. But we do have that capability in the wallpapers. So wallpapers also help us in battery management. Some are bright and some could eat a lot of your battery, most especially the live wallpapers. Let's talk about those things and how we can go about doing those. And I'll be showing you a little bit on how you go about changing those wallpapers, be it the live ones or the ones on the device that ship with the device natively, or choosing something from your gallery and making that as your wallpaper. So, guys, do you guys kind of like wallpapers? Do you play with those things? I think those things are important for people who can see a little bit and can appreciate, the wallpapers that they see, because we have all kinds of categories on these things, especially if you're on a Pixel phone. We have different categories in there. So does any of you play with wallpapers? What do you think of wallpapers in general? Do you just go with what comes with it, or do you go about customize and choose your own?
I've never done that. I muck about with ringtones and notifications, as people may know if they had the podcast a couple of weeks ago. But wallpapers, not really. But I do have quite an entertaining image in my mind of if you had a person or an animal on your wallpaper, and it was a live wallpaper, and you could have a picture of it actually, crunching that battery, and that's how it eats it. I don't think that's what you meant, but it keeps me amused, that this kind of imagery. So
Maybe
yeah,
maybe like the red wolf that you had on the
yeah.
on the Samsung
No, the
ringtone.
red wolf that you thought I had.
The red wolf wallpaper.
That eats batteries.
Exactly. And so, live wallpapers tend to kind of drain your battery because it's based on connectivity. And so, if you don't have a nice connectivity, you probably don't want to be messing with our live wallpapers, because it's constantly trying to connect to whatever server that is feeding it those live wallpapers that change, frequently. You could set those things to, change ever so frequently. So, unless if you're in a Wi-Fi zone all the time, or if you have a good connectivity on your mobile, and you have limitless data and things like that, probably live wallpapers are not the way to go. So here I'm going to show you how you go about changing those wallpapers, whether you want the one that come by default, you want the one that live wallpapers, or choose from categories. Also, if you want to choose something from your gallery and show maybe your friend or whatever, or a picture of yourself. Now, here's how to do that. And now, to demonstrate that wallpaper, I'm already in my system settings, and we'll navigate to the item that says
Wallpaper and Style, Colors, Themed Icons, App Grid.
Remember though that you can still do this from your home screen when you long press on an empty spot on your home screen, and in there you'll find things like home settings, widgets, and wallpapers. I am in the system settings as I indicated, and I'll now tap here to open up wallpaper.
Wallpaper and Style. Back, button, out of list. Classic, currently applied and previewed.
We are told that the classic is applied and previewed, and that's because I like the solid colors. As we indicated in our discussion though, you could choose live wallpapers, or you could choose your photo from your gallery and things like that. So I am here in the area, and I'll quickly show you how to go about changing your wallpaper or choosing something from your gallery or from some other place else on your phone.
Lock screen wallpaper preview.
Now from the top, just maybe some 2 inches down from the top, you hear Lock Paper Wall Preview. And below that, on the left side there, we have the Change Wallpaper.
Change wallpaper button.
Below that Change Wallpaper, if you scroll down a little bit, what we have here is
Classic, currently applied and previewed, 1 of 4, in list, 4 items.
we have the Classic, and if you move to the right of that,
Carbon, 2 of 4.
Carbon,
Paper, 3 of 4.
Paper, and
Sun, 4 of 4.
Sun, 4 of 4. And now below all of that, we have something, a switch that says,
Dark theme, on, switch, out of list.
in other words, if you want to turn on your dark theme, you could turn that on. Mine is turned on. And now below that, we have something that's in beta, and I'm not sure if this is available on other phones, but on the Pixel phones, we have
Themed icons, off, switch, beta.
themed icons. So if you check this or turn this switch on, even your icons could be themed to whatever the default material hue is on your phone. Now let's go back to the top though and tap on that Change Wallpaper and show you what we have. I'll scroll
Dark
back
theme,
up to
on.
the top and tap on Change Wallpaper, found just below the,
Lock screen wallpaper preview.
and below that there on the left, we have the Change Wallpaper.
Change wallpaper button.
I'll tap here to activate.
Wallpaper. Back button.
Upon tapping on Change Wallpaper, we're now on this screen, and just about an inch from the top, we have
My photos, row 1, in grid.
My Photos. And in other words, when you tap on this, it will take you to where you could browse your phone for the picture that you want. You could use your gallery, or you could use your file manager if you have it in some other place besides having it in your gallery. And that is self-explanatory. I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Complete action using. Complete action using gallery, out of grid.
So you
Complete
could use
action
your
using
gallery, or you could
Use a different app.
use a different app.
Bitmoji, in list. CX File Explorer. Photos. Mixplorer, select. VFlat.
You see what that is? So it's showing you apps that I have on my phone, or you could choose the Google Photos or Photos, which means the Google Photos, and that will take you to your album where you could choose pictures and things like that. I'm not going to go into that. I'll go back
Wallpaper.
here. Now, below that, though, we have a grid of stuff, and they're into categories. So we got
Bloom, row 2, column 1.
bloom. This is summertime. Things are blooming out there. And then to the right of that, and they're arranged in a grid, like I said, but I'll go through them.
Living universe, column 4.
That's another category.
Motif, row 3, column 1.
Another category.
Community lens, column 3. Curated culture, column 5. For fun, row 4, column 1. Google Arts and Culture, column 3. Landscapes, column 5. Textures, row 5, column 1. Life, column 3. Earth, column 5. Art, row 6, column 1. Cityscapes, column 3. Solid colors, column 5.
And
Showing
that's the
items
one
2
that
to
I
15.
have is a solid color.
Live wallpapers, row 7, column 1. Showing items 4 to 6.
And the last item here is the live wallpapers, like we talk about for those of you that want to live on the bleeding edge and constantly having your wallpaper change. You could choose a live wallpaper. I'll, however, go ahead though and demonstrate on how you change this with a solid color. It's something that I have, and you could choose to either make it both on the home screen and the lock screen, or only use it on the lock screen and not on the home screen. I'll tap on solid colors.
Solid colors, row 6. Solid colors. Back, button, out of grid.
I am now in the solid colors, and they are also arranged in grids. And at the top we have
Google Blue, row 1, column 1, in grid, 9 rows, 3 columns.
and they are labeled. So for instance, if I want to change mine to Google Blue for some reason, I'll tap here.
Preview. Info, button, disabled, out of grid.
And now that we're on this screen, we got some tabs at the bottom. We got a couple tabs. We first have the home screen on the left,
Selected, home screen, tab, 1 of 2.
and then we have
Lock screen, tab, 2 of 2.
lock screen to the right of that. So you could choose how you want it to be, or if you prefer, there's an edit below here,
Edit, button, out of list.
and or you want to tap on apply. So if you didn't choose either the home screen or the lock screen and you choose the apply instead, then it would ask you as to where you want to apply this wallpaper. You could apply it to either just the home screen or to the lock screen. Here's what I'm talking about. Let me go ahead and tap on apply.
Apply, button. Apply. Set wallpaper on. Home screen, button.
You got either home screen,
Lock screen, button.
lock screen, or
Home and lock screens, button.
home and lock screens. So if you wanted to simply make it to your home screen or your lock screen, but not both, then there's no need to tap on apply. You could just tap on one of those tabs, either the home or the lock screen. But if you want the ability to make it on both your lock screen and on your home screen, then you need to tap on the apply, and from these items, tap on the one that says home and lock screens.
Home and lock screens, button.
And once you tap that, that applies to all of the lock screen and the home screen. And that's how you go about managing your wallpapers. And that's how you go about setting up your wallpapers if you care about doing things like that. But if not, just go with what already has been provided on your phone.
The only feature I use in this wallpaper settings is the dark theme. So I have my dark theme turned on, and that saves some battery, I think.
It definitely does save your battery if you're using the dark theme and all of that. So I'm excited about wallpapers, but I'm not crazy about them. I'm not into live wallpapers myself.
And presumably, when you've taken a photo, there's probably an option in your camera as well to use that photo as a wallpaper, or in the Photos app, you could probably do it through those things as well, I would imagine, couldn't you?
You should be able to set it as a wallpaper. Yes, you should be able to do that.
From there, if you're looking
From the
through
gallery,
the photos.
yeah, after you take a picture, yeah.
Yeah, so that might be quite handy if you took one of someone important to you, or my mum has her cat. The cat's no longer with us, sadly, but she's remembered with great affection. So she has her wallpaper of the cat.
So see, that's the magic of the wallpaper. So it has its usages and things like that. And frankly, people love wallpapers. I mean, there are sites dedicated to wallpapers. They're not a small deal thing. It's just those of us who can't appreciate those things, then we kind of like take them for granted. But a lot of people like wallpapers.